Thank you so much for staying with us. Channelstv.com has more information for you. And on youtube.com/channelsweb, you can see our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. And besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature, so you can use it to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. Staying with the violence in Plateau State, the Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki has asked President Buhari to direct his security chiefs to produce quick response measures aimed at tackling the spate of killings in the country. In a statement, the Senate President says it's important for the federal government to assure Nigerians that it's responding to the current threat to lives and property in parts of the country. According to him, and I quote, "This is very depressing and giving the impression that the country is not safe. The problem of Boko Haram in the northeast is well known to everybody, but these killings by unknown band of assailants in Benue, Taraba, Plateau and Kaduna states is now giving another dimension to the crisis. Coming at a time we are getting ready for the elections, we need to respond fast." End of quote. He also commiserated with the people of Bakin Ladi local government area and the government of Plateau State over the incident. And health issues may be linked to crime, so more awareness, early detection and treatment is key to reducing the burden of mental ailments and drug-related offences in Nigeria. And that's coming from the wife of the Kaduna State Governor, Umin El-Rufai, at the launch of the Save Our Loved Ones campaign against drug abuse held in Kaduna State.
The growing problem of mental illness and substance abuse has become one of the nation's most present concerns. Before 2013, Nigeria was considered a transit nation for illicit substances. Sadly, as the years roll by, the country has gradually become a user nation, with more and more young people becoming engulfed in a toxic environment, promising nothing but a destructive end.
Thank you.
This gathering of medical experts, parents, school teachers and opinion leaders is to discuss the scourge of drug abuse and the need to swiftly tackle the menace. The topic of discussion among participants is how many parents know the implication of their children taking illicit drugs.
I think government can do a little bit more than they're doing at the moment. Every time I speak, I keep calling on Mr. President. I want you to address the nation on drugs.
The keynote speakers reiterate the need to change societal attitude, as it requires more than putting out a nationwide campaign and adequate medical facilities for treatment.
To equip people with the skill to be able to recognize a young person who is using substance before it becomes a major problem. We don't have enough facilities, considering the population of Nigeria of about 170 million. We don't have enough manpower. However, we are proposing what we call a mental health bill, which is right now sitting at the National Assembly. We are hoping that that mental health bill will become a mental health act, and that will address within it the issues of substance abuse.
This is something that before we task the government or organizations to do anything, we need to first task ourselves to do what is right for our children, for our future generations, for even the generations that are no longer young but need younger generations to take care of them.
Although there are laws guiding the use and sale of hard drugs and substances in the country, rising from this event, participants agree that educating the citizens, especially at a tender age, on the health effects of using drugs will go a long way to address the increasing number of Nigerians smuggling or abusing drugs.
Joining us to discuss more on drug and substance abuse is Dr. Richard Adebayo, a consultant psychiatrist from the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos State. Thank you, Dr. Adebayo, for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, what drives people to abuse drugs?
There are many reasons why people tend to abuse drugs. Let's start from the young people. Well, the desire to be like others, peer pressure, and That's thinking to just to try something, out of curiosity. So a lot of people, curiosity, peer pressure, but even beyond that age, young age, a lot of people also go into drug abuse because of other issues like frustration, or sometimes as a way of defense mechanism, a way of coping strategy. When they're having challenges, then we're having problems. Some of them tends to abuse alcohol. Some of them tends to try to solve their problem of sleep disorders, and then they they make use of sleeping pills. From there, they become addicted to that. They develop what we call the psychological and physical dependence on such medications.
Well, some say it gives them that needed boost. And I always wonder, what do they mean by that?
Well, a lot of people also believe that it gives them this inspiration to do things, confidence to do a lot of things.
And even energy, that
and
extra
energy. Yes. Sometimes they are not aware of what happens around them. They have not eaten for some days, or let me say for some hours, and they still have that energy, Street urchins, area boys who will not ordinarily be bold enough to cause anything or whatever, be involved in any crime, when they take substances that will affect their brain functions, then they tend to have that confidence to achieve all these things. So they can look into anybody's face, they can hold bottles and knives and do anything that under ordinary circumstances, they won't have that the urge to do, or the courage to do.
But there are implications, health implications. Can you tell us
Definitely,
some of
there's so many implications. Looking at it from the physical aspect of health, mental state of health, there are a lot of health issues. Mental health, people who are abusing drugs, with time, the so-called problems they want to eliminate in the first instance, they realize that they are still struggling with those problems. Anxiety disorders, depression, sleep disorders. Don't forget it. Suicide. People who are addicted to drugs, they tend to end their lives eventually. Physical problems, yes, depending on what is being abused. Those who smoke, they tend to have lung problems, kidney problems, liver problems, even the brain itself. Cardiac problems, heart-related problems, arrhythmias, heart attacks, hypertensions. There are so many things, so many problems, health problems, that people who tend to abuse drugs are plagued with. Eventually, it affects the quality of their lives. It reduces the lifespan such people they have, and invariably leads to more and more problems, both for them and their family members.
So how can society help?
Yeah, we need to create more awareness, number one. We need to re-educate our people more and more. We should not be tired of that. Then we need to synergize our efforts. We should not leave it into the hands of government or those of us who work in the health sectors. NAFDA, KNDLA, all organizations, NGOs, we should all come together and go back to the grassroots where our people are and begin to readjust ourselves, re-educate ourselves. And even when people have problems, they should not keep it to themselves. And drug abuse is not the solution to any problem whatsoever.
What role can the family play as well?
Yes, the family needs, because that's the first school.
Yes.
That's first area of our socialization. So the family should, as much as possible, be cohesive. Not these days that people run after money, run after things and the other, and the children are left in the hands of keepers, nannies and others. And we should also know that what we do in the family, the younger ones are watching us. So parents who smoke, parents who drink alcohol, invariably their children will also take after them. And the family needs to be concerned about this.
Well, how would they know? Are there the signs, something to look out for, to know if this person is a drug addict?
If parents are more active in the area of responsibility, they will know that something is wrong with this young person.
How would they know?
A child, your child is supposed to be very close to you. There should be psychological bonding. You should be the best friend of your child before that child begins to, socialize with outside world. So if a child that you have groomed up now comes in and, smells of certain things, maybe using perfume to even make up, you should be able to ask questions. You should be able to know the friends of your children. You should be able to know where they go to. And when a child is becoming restless, you should be able to know that something is wrong. If you really befriend that child, you'll be able to know that something is amiss. Know the friends of your children. you'll be able to know the kind of person they are likely going to be. When a child is not making progress in school, you should be able to know, probably this child is having problem with drug abuse or peer pressure or cultism, because all this goes together with addiction, drug addiction. So sometimes when you realize that a child who will not look into your face is now becoming irritable or so bold, unnecessarily bold, you should be able to know these are some telltale signs that a child is probably having problem with drug abuse.
Dr. Adebayo, thank you so much for speaking with us on the program. And still to come on the program, Governor Ben Ayade says all is set to receive President Muhammadu Buhari for the official commissioning of the multi-billion naira rice factory. Do join us again for details.